Good morning, parents. We went ahead and we were going to record our PowerPoint that we went over. And just so then that if you happen to miss the parent meeting or you didn't quite understand something, here is your chance to be able to kind of go back. So congratulations to the class of 2023. We're really excited that they will be joining the high school next year. And we're just going to cover just a few things in order to maybe kind of get them started and for our individualized meetings that we plan on having next week. So we have two high school counselors and we are split into alphabet. So last name A through J is Tandy Hughes and K through Z is Lori Washburn. Our principal is Mr. Greg Wright and our assistant principal is Danny Henderson. We have several things on the agenda. The first thing that we're going to discuss are grades and credit, and then we're going to look at the STAR EOC, the graduation requirements, the personal graduation plan, which is going to be called Texas House Bill 5, transition to high school, athletics, activities, communication, and what type of help is available, along with a Q&A session. So at this very moment, 8th grade does count in our high school GPA and credit. So for the class of 2023, health and Algebra 1 are counted into the high school GPA. So if your student is currently enrolled in Algebra 1, they will receive high school graduation credit, and almost all of the students are in health at least one semester, and that will count as a half a credit for high school credit as well. We have 5 end-of-course exams that your student will be taking. Algebra 1, English 1, and Biology are all taken in the 9th grade. English 2 is in the 10th grade, and U.S. History needs to be taken at the 11th grade level. They must pass all 5 to fulfill the graduation requirements, so it's extremely important for your students to do really well in all of these classes. Here are the graduation requirements for Pottsboro. They need 4 English language arts, so English 1, 2, 3, and 4. They need 4 credits of math, 4 science, 4 social studies, 2 Spanishes, which is going to be world language. We only offer Spanish up here at the high school. 1 either PE or athletic credit. A health and speech, which remember your child is taking health in the 8th grade level, so they will need to only take speech less. A visual, performing, or applied art, 1 credit, which counts as theater, band, choir, or theater arts. And then elective credits, they need 5 credits to graduate. We do have a video. We did not show the video during our presentation. It wasn't working. However, if you would like to watch it, anytime that you see Hawks, go ahead and put in Cardinals. This video was really good. I'm hoping next year we'll be able to redo it, and that way then it can actually show some of our students. But this is a really good video that kind of explains House Bill 5 a little bit better. So House Bill 5 is going to talk about an endorsement. And basically an endorsement is a series of classes that are grouped together, and they're grouped either by skill or by interest. So what they do is they provide the kids basically very in-depth knowledge of a subject area. There are 5 endorsements, and Pottsboro does offer all 5 endorsements. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or as we call it, the STEM program. Business and industries, which is going to be our biggest endorsement level that we offer. Public service, the only public service that we offer is going to be the education track. Arts and humanities, multidisciplinary studies, which is going to be considered the 4x4, so for math, for science, for English, and for social studies. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and talk about each one of these. Our first one is going to be the STEM endorsement. With the STEM endorsement, it's broken into STEM math and STEM science. So in order to get this, students have to complete 4 credits with the coherent sequence. So Algebra 1, either geometry or pre-AP, Algebra 2 or pre-AP Algebra 2, and then they must select 2 credits from the next column. So AP Cal, Foundations of Math, or Pre-Cal. So especially this would be really good for a 8th grader who is currently in Algebra 1 in order to fulfill this. Science will also be pretty easy. For their freshman year, they'll take biology or pre-AP chemistry or regular chemistry, physics, or pre-AP, and then in that very last column, they have to select 2 credits from there in order to fulfill that endorsement level. Our next endorsement is business and industries. Like I said, this is one of our biggest ones. The first one is hospitality and tourism. This is for students who are very interested in doing hotel or restaurant management, going to work into a business right after they graduate, either at a restaurant or even working at a hotel. With that, we have intro to culinary arts, advanced culinary arts, and a practicum in culinary arts, which is going to be double blocked, which means students will be able to take that class in periods that are back-to-back periods. In this, they do get to receive certifications such as their food handlers. We have currently 3 students who are working on their manager license, and so it's really important if they want to do this. They could actually go into culinary school at Grayson if they are interested in doing that one as well. Financial systems is our next one. The very first class is BIM 1, which is a requirement for all incoming freshmen. The next class is Principles of Business Marketing and Finance. BIM 2, their junior year, and Sports and Entertainment Marketing. And there is a typo on that. We no longer offer dollars and cents. It now is considered social media marketing. We have 2 ag that we want to discuss. The very first one is Ag, Foods, and Natural Resources. This is for students who possibly want to go into veterinary, maybe even law enforcement, as in a Texas game warden or some things like that. Ag Mechanics is going to be the next one. This is going to be considered like a shop class. And so the very first class that students need to take are Principles of Ag. Then we do Ag Mech, Ag Fab, Ag Power, and then a practicum in the shop. Our newest program is the Advanced Manufacturing Technology Certificate Program. We are actually partnered with Grayson, and students are not eligible to take these classes until their sophomore year. During their sophomore year, they will take technical calculations and then precision tools and measurements at the high school campus. Then their junior year, they actually get to go to Grayson and take basically 4 classes, 2 in the spring and 2 in the fall. And then they actually will have their first certificate awarded. We partnered up with the manufacturing department, such as Caterpillar, Fisher, and those sorts of things for our students because there's such a high need in students who finish high school and they can actually go straight into the workforce. So it's really important for us to continue the education in these programs. Public service, Miss Ashley Dyer teaches this class, and this one's going to be our education and training. Our first class is going to be actually human growth and development, and then the sophomore level class is principles of education. So we just need to flip-flop those. Then students are actually eligible to go to the elementary, the intermediate, and the middle school, and they are partnered with teachers to learn their weaknesses and their strengths. And eventually their goal is to start actually teaching parts of their classes and seeing how a classroom runs. So this is actually a really good program if a kid wants to go into education or coaching or something like that. Arts and humanities, remember we have several arts and musics and theaters. If a student is interested in getting this endorsement, they must take all 4 years of the same sequence. So if they wanted art, they had to have 4 years of art. The same with band, choir, and then theater arts. And just a reminder that BIM is required for any prereq. So every freshman will need to take BIM, which is Business Information Management, which covers the office, such as Microsoft Word, Microsoft Publisher, Access, Excel, those sorts of things. Our very last one, which is actually the easiest for our kids to get here at Pottsboro, is the Multidisciplinary Studies. Like I said, this is a 4x4 plan, so 4 English, 4 math, 4 science, and 4 social studies. Dual credit does count towards these areas, and students are eligible to start taking dual credit as a junior. The next foundation plus endorsement plus distinguished. In order for a student to get a distinguished level of achievement, they must complete the foundation level, at least 1 endorsement. They have to have 4 credits in science, which include physics, and then 4 credits in math. So that's one way to get a distinguished level of achievement. The highest level is actually called a performance acknowledgement, and there are 5 ways in order to get this. One is through a dual credit. They must take 12 hours or more with a grade of a 3.0, which is a B or a better in those classes. Complete all English classes with a GPA of 80, and then they have to complete Spanish 1, 2, and 3 with a minimum of an 80 or better. An AP test with a minimum score of a 3. The only AP class that we offer as a freshman is AP Human Geography. Commended on the PSAT, a 1250 on the SAT, and a 28 on the ACT. Freshmen are eligible to start taking the PSAT. However, it doesn't consider commended until their junior year. The last one in order to receive a performance acknowledgement is to either get a nationally or an internally recognized business or an industry certification. We offer all of these, all the endorsements other than the public service will be able to receive a business or an industry certification or a license. So if your student is interested in getting this one, then they probably need to pick something in the business and industry endorsement. Here we're looking at a typical 4-year plan for students here at PHS. So pretty easy. The freshman year, Spanish 1, they need to take BIM, biology, English, math, and a social studies, and then elective from the choice. And then it just kind of goes down from there. So 9, 10, 11, and 12. Athletics. So with the fall sports, we only allow students who are going to play volleyball, basketball, or football in the fall athletic department. That way then we're not overcrowded or some things like that. So if your student is interested in participating in volleyball, basketball, or football, they do need to sign up for a fall sport for the athletics. Spring sports, the only sport that students are able to be in athletics for is either through softball or if they are interested in the off season for those fall sports. We have a lot of activities, and it's really important that your child gets involved in something. There is a correlation between students who are involved in outside activities versus the success of somebody that's not involved at all. So we offer several student council, leadership, FCCLA, FFA, debate, Spanish club, UIL academics, the International Thespian Society, Tri-M, archery, and the Circle of Friends. I know that a lot of your students are really nervous about coming up here to the high school, but we do offer a Cardinal Camp, which happens in the summer. It is the week before school starts. This is where your students will pick up their schedule and their computer. They will get a tour of the school and then, of course, a free shirt. I do want to go ahead and add that if your student needs to be in the top 10%, they get automatic public Texas school automatic admissions. However, for the University of Texas at Austin, they have went ahead and raised that to the top 6%, and so that's automatic admissions, top 6% for the University of Texas at Austin. We will be meeting next week for our individualized meetings. All students and parents need to schedule a one-on-one meeting. This is where they will choose a grad plan, and then they will also get to go ahead and choose their choice of classes. They will get to meet individually with the counselor, and I do want to go ahead and add that it is not necessarily with your child's counselor. So A through J, we are just mixing it up, first come, first serve with that. Please go to http://tinyurl.com/newcards19 and sign up for a 15-minute appointment time that is convenient for you. We do request that if you come on January the 23rd or 24th that your child is with you. We will call them out of their class on January the 22nd. So please make sure to go ahead and sign up for that. You can always shoot us an email if you have any questions. If your child falls with the last name A through J, you will actually email tandy.hughes@pottsboroisd.org, and K through Z is lori.johnson@pottsboroisd.org. Thank you and have a great day.